John Zogby standing by from Zogby International, Zogby Strategies. John Zogby Strategies is the name of this current business that John is in the midst of and feeding out great information. And you can read about it in Forbes Magazine as well. John, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Good morning, Bill.
So, first of all, I want to touch on the health care. The Senate coming in, John McCain coming back. Very sad story right there.
Mm-hmm.
Not that he's coming back necessarily, of course, the cancer. But your thoughts on what will come out of today?
In all honesty, I don't know. There are 3 different iterations of the bill, but I don't know that they're voting on that today. The key issue is whether or not to continue debate. That's probably what they will be voting on, and even that one's close. There are at least 2 senators, Lisa Murkowski from Alaska, Rand Paul from Kentucky, who will vote against even continuing the debate, and any number of half dozen others who may also vote to cut off debate, in which case then any of the 3 bills that actually deal with content are dead. Problem is, when it gets to content, the senators, by and large, don't know what Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has in store for them, what the content is of the bill that they would be voting upon. That is, if the motion to continue debate passes. That's how confusing it is. So it's heroic. John McCain, former client and close friend of mine, heroic that he is he's coming back. That's going to be quite a scene.
Yeah.
He'll probably vote to continue debate, but I don't know where he stands on the various iterations of the bill. And
I wonder if he's, of course, now facing this another bout with cancer. I wonder if that, we've seen this happen to political figures throughout the years, is that when you reach a certain level of age and experience, and maybe when you face something like cancer, your opinions sometimes change. And I wonder if that will affect John McCain in his thoughts and process going forward here.
You know, it could very well have. We here don't have to go any further than Senator Donovan years ago, who was an ardent opponent of the death penalty in New York State, came back from his diagnosis of cancer and would have been the deciding vote to override a Mario Cuomo sure veto of a death penalty bill, and Senator Donovan had an epiphany, changed his mind, and killed the death penalty for a long time in New York.
And then, of course, I just want your opinion. This is something we're going to talk about coming up. The president calling John McCain what was it, the specific words?
A hero?
A hero.
Yeah.
How does the president say that after saying what he said back during the campaign, which was just the opposite?
I'm not very good on how and why questions dealing with the president. It's whatever happens to be in his mind at the moment. Obviously, he needs McCain's support, but it was radically different from the profound insult that he gave him during the campaign. Obviously, he needs McCain's support, and then also recognizing that. Even though they say that McCain's cancer, by and large, is gone, it doesn't really sound very good.
Yeah. Okay. In Forbes Magazine, you write about, the headline, the title, Beware of the Outsider in Power. And when you think about it, we as Americans have really rallied behind the outsiders, haven't we?
We have. They're part of our culture. But then, of late, there's 2 separate skills that are involved in politics. One is the capacity to get elected. We love the outsider. On the other hand, there's coming in with a measure of experience and stability, capacity to work with other people. a two-party system, proven elites on both sides, people that you depend upon, to actually govern, to get things done. The problem is that these days, wider and wider divergence between what it takes to get elected and what it takes to govern. And so, not surprisingly, that Donald Trump knows how to win, but look at right now, the tremendous shakeups and more to come in terms of his team, incapacity to work with the other side, incapacity to even work with his own side.
Some examples of outliers that we have rallied behind over the years.
Well, Jimmy Carter clearly was one. I think in 1976, was not a creature of Washington, although to some degree he made up for it, but still, had his opposition among the Washington elite. I think that's a good example. Here locally, we had a mayor. We had a mayor. Yeah, who was an outsider.
You also mentioned in your story Ralph Nader, Ross Perot.
Yep.
I mean, we really have rallied behind those. And, of course, now we have a guy in the office that's one of those outsiders.
Yeah, and it becomes hard. It's one thing to rage against the machine. It's a whole other thing, when you get behind the seat that's supposed to drive the machine.
Yeah.
And he's not a very adept driver, it looks like.
One final question, your thoughts on what is going to happen with Sessions. The president out this morning hammering away at him, really undermining. Is he going to walk away, or is he going to stay firm here and be that thorn in the president's side?
Oh, I think that Sessions is preparing to leave with his head held high, so that his final reviews any day now will be that he honored his position as Attorney General and bowed to no man. But this is a dead political man walking.
John Zogby Strategies. John, as always, thanks so much.
Good to talk to you.
All right, we'll break and come back.